Legalize nuclear bombs.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? I think y'all know what time it is. It is time for another Dweller tier list. And before anybody says anything, yes, I know not all of these are Dwellers. I'm just calling it a Dweller tier list because it's gonna get a lot of views. So, the tiers that we got here are very simple. We got... Then we have...
Impressive. Very nice.
After that we have...
I mean, it's alright.
Next one is... And at the bottom we have...
I don't think anybody fucking cares.
And finally...
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
So I think all the tiers are very self-explanatory, so let's just get right into this. Starting off here with the original Cave Dweller. This guy got updated very recently and I actually played it for the first time as the new update came out. And I think it's alright. I had some issues with it, just like not spawning for like 40 minutes. But maybe I just got really unlucky. But because it is the original, we are gonna put it into impressive, very nice. Now the next one is the reimagined, evolved Cave Dweller, whatever you want to call it. And because I play so many like reskins and stuff, I sometimes forget how good the reimagined one actually is. I think it's definitely one of my favorite ones, so I think we're just gonna give it the rating. Next up is the Goatman. Now the Goatman got a lot of updates through, as you know, as time went on. First it looked, you know, kind of goofy. Then it basically looked like the NIGHTMARE.JAR. And the latest one I think is the best looking one. I think from all of the Dwellers I got the most used to the Goatman. But so I'm gonna give him the impressive, very nice, but I think he's still very good, but I think I just got a bit too used to him. I do want to mention that all of the Flame Dwellers have been taken down for now, but I'm pretty sure Flame said that once he will try to make new AI for each one and then put them back up. Don't quote me on that though, because I'm not really sure. Next up is the One Who Watches. You know, I'm just gonna play the clip that I always play for this mod.
Jesus Christ!
Crafting.
On a serious note though, this mod did get an update a while back. I don't know exactly when it was, but he's supposed to be stalking way more. But I gotta say, since then, like, I haven't really encountered him, like, at all. Like, I don't think he ever jump scared me with the, you know, him actually appearing since the update. He did show up in my house once, like, really weirdly, like in front of a window, which was very creepy. I would have put him into the tier, but, you know, I just haven't been scared by him because he just hasn't properly showed up since the update, so I can't really give him the highest tier anymore. Alright, the next one is the Fake Sheep Dweller, or whatever we want to call it. I tried this one very recently on a stream, and it's actually pretty good because you can actually confuse it with an actual sheep. Unlike other like mimic dwellers, which don't actually mimic anyone, this one you can actually confuse with like a sheep and it can actually scare the crap out of you. So it's also gonna get impressive, very nice. We're starting off really high here, but I think we're gonna get some stinkers very soon. Here we go, next one is Creation. Now I think that Creation is just like a mid version of the reimagined Cave Dweller, like realistically. So I'm be real, we're just gonna put it into mid. Next one is NIGHTMARE.JAR. Now, as I said before, we have a lot of the ones that we already did in previous tier lists. And I've said this about NIGHTMARE.JAR every time. I think it was very overhyped for what it was, but the sounds are pretty nice, so we are gonna give it, I mean, it's alright. Next one is the Skinstalker slash Wendigo slash whatever. I don't think anybody cares. Man from the Fog. Now I'm a bit conflicted with this mod because I really like the Man from the Fog, but the updates that came after 1.0 I really didn't like, but I haven't also tried like the newest update, so I'm not really sure what's the state of the Man from the Fog right now, but it is like the legendary mod of Minecraft horror, so you know what, I'm gonna put it in the tier. Corpse Stalker I think is kind of goofy, I'm not gonna lie, the way he runs is just not really that interesting in my opinion. And again, I think it's just a worse actual Cave Dweller. It does have some cool sounds. I think we're gonna put it at the bottom of, I mean, it's alright. I think it's better than Creation, but it's still kind of mid, if you know what I mean. Fake Steve Dweller. Okay, this one I think is actually really cool. It works especially well if you have Herobrine mods installed, because you can kind of confuse him for Herobrine sometimes, which actually makes it really scary. Plus, he doesn't really have like sounds that would give him away too much. He doesn't have super loud footsteps, which by the way is not bad. Sometimes super loud footsteps work really well, but in this case the fact that he has really quiet footsteps is really scary. So you know what, I'm gonna put him in the tier. I do have to say he's really fucking loud, and I do recommend putting him on surface, because that's when the whole Herobrine thing really works. Next one is Irritator. This guy's kind of cool because he's really big and he makes some cool sounds. I don't have anything special to say about it though. I think it's just gonna be alright. I think that's just it. Bread Dweller. I have no idea what the hell this is actually supposed to be. Why the hell is it called Bread Dweller? Like, I have no idea what's the context behind the Bread Dweller. It doesn't look like bread. I don't know if it's looking for bread. I don't know if he's hungry. I don't know what's the point of Bread Dweller. But I did try him on a live stream and I think it's alright. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's anything special either though. He does play a very goofy sound effect when he disappears, like which I think is taken from like a puppet combo game or something. So I think we're just gonna put him into it. It's alright. The Knocker. I don't know why the Knocker is here. That's really not a Dweller. I already picked like a template with the Dweller, so half of these were already here and half of them I added on. So we're just write the Knocker because he's here, otherwise I wouldn't actually put him into this tier list. The Knocker actually scared me quite a lot, but I think it could be done so much better. But he's very creepy how he doesn't like make sounds, he just kind of walks towards you. So we're gonna give him very nice, but he could be in the top tier if he was, I don't know, made a bit better. But I haven't played the newest version yet as well, so he might be at the top right now, but I don't know that because I haven't tried the newest version. Because I wasn't even planning on rating the Knocker, but he's here, so we're gonna rate him anyway. The Apollyon or Night Prowler. Okay, this is kind of a weird one because I recently tried this one on stream, or rather, I wanted to try it out, but it didn't really work. He never showed up for some reason. I don't know why, but we did go and find the weird structure that comes with the mod, and we talked to that weird villager looking guy, and then he turned into like a parasite thing, which was pretty cool. But I literally haven't seen the Night Prowler actually. So we're just gonna give him a new role called IDK. Next one is the Rake. I also recently tried out the Rake and it was okay. The main thing I kind of liked with the Rake is that it's actually pretty small and it really blended into like tall grass and shit. But other than that, it wasn't anything special, so we are gonna put it into mid. But I was told by the dev that it's getting remade completely right now with like separate AI. Surely. So I'm excited to check it out once that happens. Next up is the Midnight Lurker. Now, as you guys know, I've been trashing this mod a lot. Like, we've been calling it the Midnight Lagger because he lagged the crap out of my game at some point, and I just stopped using this mod. But recently I was like, you know what, we're gonna try it out again on a recent live stream. And honestly, it was pretty good. I didn't get to see all the features of the mod, but the stalking was really interesting. Like, he was standing somewhere and then he disappeared, and then I kind of ran away and he was like behind me. Then I don't know if that was a bug, but sometimes when I looked in a specific, when I looked at him, I couldn't see him, but if I looked away, I could see him in my peripheral vision. I don't know if that was just a bug or if it was my FOV being higher than default, but that was actually pretty cool. And there was also one point where he like was speaking from a corner or something, which was really messed up, bro. So the Midnight Lurker might actually be in a bit of a redemption arc here. I haven't even seen all of it yet, but what I've seen was actually pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie. So we are gonna give it the impressive very nice. So you know what, well done to the dev for like making so many new features to the mod, and I'm probably gonna continue playing with the mod in the future. Next up is Slumbering Omen. The thing with Slumbering Omen is I think it's really well made. Like, it has so many different features, not just the whole mod has many different creatures as well, but I don't think it's like really scary. It's just really nicely made. So I think we're just gonna give it the impressive very nice, because I don't think it's really that scared me that much, but it's really well done. Fever Dream is next. Okay, this I might be a bit biased here because I am working with the devs of Fever Dream on the Siren Head mod, but I think Fever Dream is really cool. Like, this dude has been with me since the beginning of season 2 of From the Fog. He's been scaring me ever since then. He does maybe lean a bit more towards like just a difficult mob to beat rather than like a scary mob, but I think it's still impressive and very nice, so we're gonna put it here. The Demonic Watcher. Okay, I mean, I don't really have anything to say about this at all, so I'm just gonna put it into mid. Next one is Assimilator. This one, I don't know what to say about this one exactly. I think that the model looks really nice in my opinion, and it's a cool idea, him like being split up and everything, but the sounds are kind of goofy. Like, one of his sounds is like, I don't know, just like a weird ass song, and his walking sound is also really goofy. It's like, so sound wise it's really not a strong point there, so we're gonna give it the mid. Next up is the Villager Dweller, which sounds really goofy, and it actually is pretty goofy. I don't think this one really works unless you're like at a village, I guess, because like, why would there be a random ass fucking villager somewhere? I think it's pretty well done. It's kind of like the Sheep Dweller one, but it just doesn't really work. You know what I mean? So we are gonna give this one a mid rating. Next up is Starved Stalker. I feel really bad for the dude that made the Starved Stalker, because he started making the Starved Stalker way back, right? It was like one of the first dwellers. It wasn't like a reskin, and it was actually made from the ground up, but it's just really not that good. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm gonna give it the I don't think anybody cares rating, but I do appreciate the hustle of the dev, man. Next up is the Yeti. Now I played a lot with the Yeti, and I first didn't want to play with him because I just thought, okay, it's another reskin, I don't really care. But I kind of like the Yeti. I know a lot of people don't like the Yeti, and I totally get it, because in the sense of a Yeti, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't look much like a Yeti. It doesn't spawn in the snow, but it is a cool, like, big monster, I guess. And I like the very loud footsteps. I think it's a different vibe completely to something like a Goatman, which is really quiet. And I really like the sounds, but it is a little goofy because he's not actually the size of his model. He's still just the cave dweller size, right? So I am gonna give it that, I mean, it's alright for that. Next up is a Pale Hound. Now, I feel like so many people like this mod so much, and I'm not really sure why, because it's just a dweller reskin like everything else. It does look kind of cool. It really reminds me of like the Amnesia monster. I forgot what it's called. So I really like the design, and it's got the, you know, the arrows in the back as well. But it is just another cave dweller, so I am gonna give it the, I mean, it's alright. The cave crawler, I tried this one out with Puff and Swaley a while back before it was actually properly released, I think, and it was okay, but I don't think anybody really cares about this. Roadkill, again, it's another dweller. I tried it together with the cave crawler, and I think it's a little better. Like, I think it gave us a few more moments in the video, so I ain't gonna give it mid, but it's really just mid. It's nothing special in my opinion. Next up is Whispers of the Wendigo's Wendigo. Now this guy, he's getting reworked right now, or it already was, I'm not sure. The dev was messaging me a lot about it. He said that he's either remaking it or that he did remake it, but when I played it, there was kind of this dude that just played some random sounds for 30 minutes, and then he just mowed down everything in his way to get to you, which again is really cool because it wasn't like a reskin, but at the time it didn't have much to do, right? It literally just had a timer in your inventory when you're gonna die, and when the timer hit 0, you basically just died. That's kind of how it worked. But that chasing sequence is pretty damn cool, so we are gonna give it that, I mean, it's alright. Next up is Flames SCP-4975. This one has the very interesting sounds. I really like the sounds of this one, because it felt more like ambient noise rather than just creepy sounds playing every now and then, which is kind of what the SCP-4975 is supposed to be, because you're supposed to keep hearing him until, I mean, basically when you don't hear him anymore, that's when you basically die or something like that. So we're gonna give it that, I mean, it's alright. Next up is the Mimic Dweller by the same guy that made the Sheep one and the Fake Steve one and the Villager one. Now this one was pretty fun to try out. I tried it out with Aaron, but I feel like it's just like a worse Steve Dweller. I feel like the Fake Steve one works better, especially with the whole Herobrine situation. So I think I'm just gonna give this one, it's alright. Next up is the other Time's Up or SCP-4975 dweller that is not by Flame, and this one is really cool. I tried this one with like the whole mansion thing for a video, which the video didn't do anything special, but it was really one of my favorite things to record because it was very different, and it was actually really scary because I had no idea how this one worked. And when you're like in closed spaces, it's way scarier than when you're just, you know, outside. So that video was really scary to do, so I will give this impressive, very nice, but that could be because of the situation that I was in when recording the video, but I really enjoyed playing with this mod. And next one is the Skinwalker.jar. Pretty okay. I tried it 2 times. I tried it once just on its own, and then with like 3 versions of it, which is basically 3 different Skinwalkers that all basically work the same, but they look a little different. And it was okay. The sounds were kind of broken, I'm not gonna lie. So I think it's kind of mid. We're gonna give it mid for now, but I think it is getting updated or something. We have Herobrine here for some reason. I don't know why. I didn't put him here. It was already in this template, so if he's already here, we are gonna rate him, and we're probably just gonna give him in the tier. Because this guy actually scares me when he's behind me and I just go backwards and the camera just turns around with the jump scare. It scares the shit out of me. Okay, and all of these, I don't really know what they are. I'm gonna be real. I haven't played with these. This one, I know this is Creeping Woods, but Creeping Woods has like a bunch of different stuff in it, so I don't know what this is supposed to be. Anyway, this is a tier list. I realized I didn't put anything into it's the biggest piece of dog shit. So make sure y'all let me know where you would put any of these dwellers if I messed up the tier list, which you guys always let me know that I put everything in the wrong spot and everything. So you know what? Go ahead, write a comment where you would put all the dwellers if you want. This is probably the final dweller tier list, because I do feel like we're kind of moving out of this whole dweller thing. So in the future we'll still do a lot of tier lists, but we're just not gonna call them dweller tier lists anymore, because I feel like we're doing a lot of different stuff. I'm doing the whole Siren Head thing, and there's been a lot of mods coming out that aren't dweller reskins anymore. In the future we're probably just gonna do, I don't know, monster tier list or something. I don't know. Don't forget to subscribe if y'all like the tier list. We do a lot of tier lists on this channel. My most viewed videos are literally the dweller tier list for some reason. Anyways, tomorrow is my birthday, so tomorrow we are doing a birthday live stream. We're gonna be doing a bunch of shit, probably playing some Minecraft, playing some Ark with my friend, and play some other scary stuff. Anyway, that's it. Goodbye. Yeah!